violence against women. Australia says no. Authorised by
the WWE Network.
Alright guys, listen up. Dwayne the Doc Johnson. Hello everyone and welcome back to Game Talk, where we talk about games new and old. Previously, we talked about Black Ops 4, which was relatively new. Then we covered Resident Evil, which is a classic. If you could call it that.
Jill Sandwich.
Today, I don't really know why I'm covering this game. I was looking for some old games to talk about, and believe me, there are a lot of games in which I would love to talk about on this show, but I don't feel like I'm ready yet. We all know about the WWE games. Whether you like WWE or not, everyone is aware when the new WWE games come out and the featured wrestler that will be on the cover art, because it's advertised everywhere, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, or even TV. Did I just say TV? What are we, cavemen? K-pop! The new WWE games honestly bore me. And I understand that as new generations of games arrive, they'll try to make the wrestling overall more realistic. But I never hooked onto it. My two personal favorite WWE games were SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and WWE 13. Because those games had a good roster, cool match stipulations, and many creative modes and overall content. In terms of the PS2, the WWE games that I praise the most is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. But what about the prequel to Here Comes the Pain? It isn't really talked about much. WWE SmackDown. Shut your mouth. The WWE game that summed up the year of 2002, where WWF lost the rights to their own name to a fucking panda and became WWE. I don't remember a whole lot about this game. I remember it being difficult and fun. So pick up your PS2 controller and join me as I rediscover and most of you discover what this game holds. This game starts like your standard WWE game, showing you the millions of companies that helped develop it, and proceeds to show you the actual intro to the SmackDown show used in 2002. Yes, this is coming back to me now. So let's start up an I Quit match. I remember this match and how you could wrestle in pretty much any place in the arena, and there is only one superstar we should play as. Kurt Angle. I want him to be my dad. And who should we verse? Look at cute little Randy Orton. He looks like he couldn't RKO a fly. Alright, Kurt Angle versus cute little Randy Orton. Okay, let's start it up. Holy shit, what the fuck is this game? This game is an absolute mess. And I love it. The fact that you can, for some reason, wrestle pretty much anywhere you can think of, in and out the arena, for some reason with no referee to determine who wins or loses, doesn't make any sense. And the amount of environmental interactivity in this game is insane. The AI is dumb, the animation is not only terrible but so over the top, and you can do some things that make you question the well-being of these superstars. Like, look, is he dead? I'm genuinely worried. I mean, I can praise the game for being able to explore the arena and wrestle in weird places. It's creative, yeah, but in terms of actually trying to wrestle realistically in this game, it's like successfully having a conversation with a lump of timber. Just can't do it. For some reason, we're on a road now. This isn't wrestling. These two men are genuinely trying to kill each other. Okay, the train left. Does the match end? No, why are we at it? And yes, the I Quit match is one of the only matches in this game that you can wrestle anywhere. But no matter what type of match you play, it doesn't mean that the AI or the animation of the moves are any better. Even in the matches such as Hell in a Cell, you seem to be able to straight up murder the opponent. Okay, we're having a bit of a fit. For now, how does this game control? Well, not very well. The controls are clunky and sensitive. It doesn't take that long to get used to, but it is overall quite bad. Then again, they didn't really fix up the controls until much later in the series. It's nothing terrible, it's just not as tight and responsive as they should be for a WWE game. And compared to a lot of other WWE games, the controls are quite different. X is to strike, circle is to grapple, triangle is to run, and you can choose the directional pad and the analog stick to move. However, using the directional pad in this game is more painful than spilling hot tea on your crotch and then trying to dry fuck a washing machine. I am so sorry, that was like the worst thing that's ever came out of my mouth. In terms of movesets, it is well made. From pretty much any position in and out of the ring, there are different moves to do. You can even change the movesets of each superstar, which is really cool. And the creator moveset mode shows that for each position such as standing, ground, turnbuckle, etc., each position has many respective moves that you can adjust to your own free will. And making Rikishi do a 450 splash is like the best thing I've ever seen. In terms of playing regular singles matches instead of wrestling at the subway from Silent Hill 3, you can search under the ring for weapons such as steel chairs or sledgehammers. But doing this in a regular singles match would obviously result in a disqualification. You can hop on the announcer table and put the opponent through it, which don't seem to have any announcers there, even though you could hear Jim Ross commentating. Where the fuck is he? so the controls don't really control that well and the gameplay doesn't really play that well, especially when the NPC puts you in an automatic stun lock in which you can't escape from. Countering moves is a thing, but for some reason half the time it doesn't even work. There are a handful of matches that you can compete in. Obviously the I Quit match is easily the best, but the main menu gives you the option of choosing your standard types of matches such as singles matches, to tag team, to survival type matches such as Battle Royale. And there's a special matches tab which contains matches such as Hell in a Cell, Steel Cage, tables, lumberjack matches, and many more. I'm telling you right now, no matter what match you're in, the wrestling stays as sophisticated as it can be and doesn't show any signs of realism whatsoever. And of course, the Royal Rumble, where they say every superstar enters every 90 seconds. But look, he just walked in and the timer for the next superstar has started. What is this fucking game? And the Royal Rumble in this game is absolutely pathetic. There's no pressing a series of buttons or stopping the line in a highlighted field to eliminate the opponents over the top rope. It's just simply chuck the opponents out by either punching the living shit out of them at the ropes until they eventually fly over it, or having the toss move in your moveset. No, not that toss, and positioning yourself to just chuck them over. This is honestly one miserable attempt at making a Royal Rumble match. In terms of graphics, I mean, you can kind of judge that for yourself. It looked kind of average for the time. The wrestlers kind of resemble what they're supposed to look like in real life, and the facial animations are there. They're not good, but they're there. And holy shit, Edge looks like Tony Abbott. The crowd, however, surely more effort could have been put into him. The game runs at a solid frame rate and has minimal performance issues, which begs the question on why more effort wasn't made into making the crowd look a little bit better. And in season mode, fuck me, man. Those aren't people. They're GIFs. Fucking GIFs, man. Reminds me of Extract Hub. That guy who said KSI has cancer and would just play shitty GIFs in his videos.
You guys are not going to believe this. KSI has cancer. You want to win all the
So the graphics aren't terrible, but I feel like it could have had some minor improvements on the crowd. In terms of frame rate, it's good. It never really dipped for me. On the emulator, it crashed about twice when I was doing my playthrough. However, if you're playing on the PlayStation 2, I personally experienced no crashing issues. So with all the WWE games, there is a creator wrestler mode. So I'm gonna hop in and I'm gonna experiment with it. It looks like a fucking egg. Thin. Overweight. Okay, give me 10 minutes and let's see what I can do with this blank canvas. I'm sorry? It looks like Paul Phoenix from Tekken if he were to be cosplaying Green Cunt from iDubbbz that had one too many McDoubles. What should we call him? Libtard. Yes, perfect. The creator wrestler mode isn't that great. Sure, you can come up with some creative things, but in terms of creating wrestlers that actually look normal or something that resembles the superstars from the actual game, it doesn't really work. But creating something that resembles this, it works fantastically. The other creative modes include Creator Moveset, which I mentioned previously is great. Then again, the Creator Moveset mode has always been extensive and great, as you can modify not only your created wrestlers, but any single wrestler you want, which is good, thank God. And Big Show doing whatever the fuck is going on here is just great. There's also create an animation, which is a cool concept, but it wasn't really executed all that well. You can create animations for wrestlers in terms of fighting, walking, running, winning, and taunting. I honestly couldn't follow what I was doing. There's no clear indication of what the hell you're trying to modify or create. If you know how to use it, that's great, but I can't really hook onto it. Plus, the facial animations are fucking horrifying. In terms of progression systems or storylines, there is a season mode, in which where Ric Flair and Mr. McMahon draft various different superstars to both each rosters of Raw and SmackDown. You can choose who you wish to play as throughout season mode, however you will be able to play all the matches that appear on the shows depending on which brand you choose. The season mode has a cool concept, but overall, it's quite boring. While there are actual storylines that occurred in WWE happen in season mode, such as the feud between Kurt Angle and Edge ending off with the hair versus hair match, which you can actually see in the back cover of the game, season mode simply goes for too long, and I don't have the time to sit around playing through each show and each pay-per-view. It's cool that you can walk around the arena and have conversations with other superstars, but for those who aren't into season style progression games such as FIFA's career mode, then you'll probably enjoy this, but I don't. There are much better career modes in the other WWE games, such as SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, where defending your titles at the pay-per-view events rewards you with trophies to collect in your customizable locker room, along with various set out storylines and cutscenes. Oh shit, we're not supposed to talk about him does to me! SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 also had a really cool story type mode. The Road to WrestleMania was a mode that will give you a select number of superstars to choose from to play the previous months leading up to WrestleMania, or WWE 13 story/career mode. It actually had you playing through the real events of 1997 to 2001 in the Attitude Era, which was really cool. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, however, wasn't all that great. Honestly, there's not much else to talk about. Now, it may seem like a small game. The other WWE games have an overwhelming amount of content compared to this one, but if you are one of those people that enjoy the season type modes from sport games, then this game has a fair bit of playtime for you. I'm sorry, but I really just can't sit through it. This is one of those games you would want to play for the exhibition mode, and preferably to play with someone else. Actually, play this game when you're drunk. If this shit is funny enough as it is when you're sober, then down a couple of whiskey glasses of Chivas Regal and see how much you enjoy the game then. So all in all, this game is kinda terrible, but I'll admit it, replaying it, I had a real good time. This was one of the funnest games I've played in a while, and not because of the fact that it was a wrestling game, but because this game is absolutely batshit insane. It is such a funny game, and the I Quit match where you scale the arena without any referee, so you could do whatever the fuck you want, even straight up murder Randy Orton, I find it ridiculous, but really fun. Looking at the game from a wrestling standpoint, or judging the game by the over-the-top metal soundtrack, graphics, and overall gameplay, this game is shit, and I would totally agree. This game is a mess, and you shouldn't play it if you want to play a legitimate WWE game for its gameplay. Then again, if you're a fan of the WWE games and you haven't tried SmackDown Shut Your Mouth on the PS2, just note that the fact that it will be terrible, as well as one of the best gaming experiences you will ever have. And just because of that, it makes the OK list and gets a 5 out of 10. And if you have any competing arguments, I'll get Dwayne "The Sock" Johnson to haunt your dreams for the rest of your existence. Alright everyone, that's it for this game talk on one of the funniest and stupidest games that I've ever played. If you enjoyed and you would really like to see more, don't forget to check out the Game Talk playlist, which I'll be updating as much as I can. Definitely consider subscribing with notifications turned on. I'll be uploading fairly consistently. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family, and share this around on social media. And if you would like to, check out my channel to see my previous videos and I will talk to you before you know it. See you later.